So we've established the Raptors seem to be getting their stuff together, at least against the Denver Nuggets. But unfortunately for them, they do have some games remaining. The next one up is going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. Mr. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is coming home to Toronto, and let's see if the Raptors can do something to limit this guy. He's actually in the conversations right now to be MIP. He's averaging 33 points on the season currently, pretty much taking this team on his back, doing what he needs to do. Tomorrow night, the Raptors take on the Thunder at home. Is this something the Raptors can take on?
Yeah, I mean, they should. They're at home. They're probably going to be favorites. According to ESPN, they have a 71% chance to win.
I like that.
Raptor fans, ESPN actually doesn't hate you. They believe you're going to win. But it's going to be a tall order. Look, Shai's going to be playing at home. He's averaging 31 points a game. Josh Giddey's been playing a lot better of late. Lou Dort, a good defensive player. Jalen Williams has kind of vaulted himself into Rookie of the Year conversation. It's going to be a tall order because they're playing some really good basketball right now. I think they've won 4 of their last 5 games, Oklahoma City. But this is the game the Raptors can and should win, and they need to win if they want to keep this trek going forward. But again, you got to guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, you can't guard him. You can't guard Shai. By the way, he is, in my opinion, a future Toronto Raptor.
Delusional.
He's
He
coming.
is a
Delusional.
future Toronto.
Coming.
2027, find me. Anyway, I think that this is going to be a very important game, right? This might be one of those games that will make or break where we end up in that play-in spot. So OKC's balling right now, right? They're playing really well. I'm actually proud of them. They're a really young team, but they've been making some moves. They've been making some noise, right? Unexpected noise, to be honest. So right now you're going to look at Shai, of course, and how we could score, how we could hurt your defense anytime in the game. But I'm looking at a guy like Josh Giddey. I think Giddey is the X factor for sure, and Williams too. I think those two guys, if they show up, it's going to be a long night, right? So you're going to want to limit one of those guys because more likely than not, Giddey's gonna make his presence felt. So maybe a guy like Williams, who's been feeling himself lately, he's been playing really, really well. Probably you need the Raptors to show up and limit him. Another thing I'm looking at in this matchup is the pace of the game, right? How is the pace gonna look? The Raptors are 25th in terms of pace. So the Thunder are a really quick team. How are the matchups gonna work in favor of the Raptors, right? And a guy that I'm looking at specifically in this game, Scottie Barnes, right? Scottie, he's been playing pretty well as of late. He's been not only scoring, like he'll give you your 18, 20 points per game, but he's also making sure that he gets guys involved. The assists are there. We saw that last night. And we're also seeing the fact that he can rebound the basketball, gets himself at the rim, right? He's attacking the boards. I really liked what happened last night against them.
He was aggressive, and that's what we want to see.
He gets his own rebounds. That's what I love to see. I love to see a guy who's like, you know what, this ball might not go in. I'm not okay with that. I'm gonna go get my rebound and get the putback in afterwards. So seeing that level of intensity, that's why I'm just like, I guess we get frustrated because you're like, I know you'll do this in the fourth quarter, but you can do this in the first, second, and
attack
third.
the boards and even kick it out. He kicks it out, finds an open man like OG or Fred from outside. So I like that. I think Scottie's gonna make his presence felt too.
He has to, yeah. He's got a matchup advantage too. Like there's nobody really in the front court of Oklahoma City that can kind of stop the Raptors front court. So I'm intrigued to see how Pascal can he finally bounce back and get back to 20 plus points, right? That's going to be a big factor. I need to see him get back to scoring the basketball at that consistent clip around that 22 to 24 points a game if they want to be successful. And I want to see what Scottie can do. Can he continue playing aggressive?
Yeah, because after the All-Star game, for sure, I think Pascal just hasn't been the guy that we know him to be. And hopefully this is kind of the stretch where he starts that. But if not against the Thunder, the Wolves are right afterwards. Anthony Edwards is unfortunately looking like the guy that we thought he would be. How can the Raptors make sure that they limit guys like Karl-Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and now also Anthony Edwards? Because this team has height that can kind of toughen up and mess around with the Raptors.
Well, look what Ant's doing, man. Ant is averaging 25 points a game, but he's also taking on the best defensive assignment as well.
Yeah.
Ant is a throwback player. He's from that era where, I'll give you 25, but then I'll also lock down your best player. That he's playing at an unbelievable rate right now. I'm really impressed what I see with Anthony Edwards. He could actually make all NBA this year from the guard position. I would not be surprised, especially now with Ja missing time. I could definitely see a guy like Ant slide into that. Again, the Raptors will go up against guys in the next couple games that can score at a high clip, but also defend. Nobody really on OKC, but I'm also talking about, Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, and then of course you got Giannis and Drew Holiday after that. it's going to be interesting to see how the Raptors can go up against teams that are playing elite level defense and that can give you the work on the opposite side of the court as well.
Yeah, no, for that game, I'm looking at the pick and roll. I think that's going to be the important factor. How does that pick and roll with Fred and Jakob work? It's been working, all right? Since we've gotten Jakob Poeltl, it's been working at a high clip. You're talking about Jakob, even last night, the way he played was really impressive to me. He had like plus 30. He was a plus 30 guy. So he's definitely what we needed. The Raptors needed a guy, an anchor inside that could help us offensively, help our, the tone offensively, and then defensively. He's obviously made his presence felt, and he says no whenever you enter the paint. He says no, right? So with Minnesota, they can be physical. So I think the Raptors are gonna have to outmatch them in that area. Anthony Edwards is gonna be a tough cover, of course. There's gonna be a lot to handle. So my question is a guy like OG gonna step up? And he has been as of late. He's been playing really well on the offense, right? He's been giving you your 20 plus. But remember, just like that Anthony Edwards point, he covers the best guy on the other side.
I think they can kind of, him and Gary can swap roles that game. Just he can focus on the defense. Gary can perhaps maybe give us more shooting than we've seen from him before. But I like your point about Poeltl, because I think the way that Poeltl has played, it's not just his offensive game, his defense, but he's also facilitating. He's passing, and that's going to help you against the third game of the week, the Milwaukee Bucks. Greek Freak, he's back. Middleton's there. Drew Holiday's there. Can the Raptors take this in Milwaukee against the Greek Freak?
No.
Let me finish the question.
The Bucks are the best team. The Bucks are the best team in basketball right now. No chance.
My finals pick, my guy Giannis Antetokounmpo. They are the first team to clinch a playoff spot. By the way, 50 plus wins. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot for the Raptors. It's all hands on deck. Everyone has to be there, and I think the shooting is gonna have to show up. Last night from downtown, we were 40% shooting. So if you can get something like that, that could help you against a Milwaukee group that hurts a lot of teams.
And it helps when you have assists. If you look at this team, there's 3 guys that can really pass the ball. Actually, I would say even 4. You got Scotty, Fred, you have Pascal, and you have Poeltl. Poeltl's a great paint passer. He has a great vision for that. So if the offense is ever sticky, I want to see the Raptors use that, utilize that
have
more,
ball
you know?
movement.
Absolutely. Yeah, just make plays. Okay? You can draw plays. You're
And it
not
was
allowed
working.
to.
It was working. We attacked the paint against Denver. They can handle it.
The team's very Jekyll and Hyde, though. Very Jekyll and Hyde team. The Raptors
And you can
are.
run PNR with Jakob with anybody. It can be Scotty, it could be Freddie, it could be Pascal, it could be literally anybody. So the Raptors have their work cut out for them this week. We won't be back this week. That's why we covered the next 3 games. But on Monday, we'll see if the Raptors can get the task done, get the job done, and what their future looks like. Stay tuned for Damian Lillard up next.